power of consistency. Consistency is so powerful. You don't even have to be good at anything you're doing if you're consistent with whatever you're doing. All you have to do is make a decision to show up. That's it. Just make a decision that you're going to show up and the results will follow. It's automatic. It's almost, nothing's guaranteed in life, but it's almost guaranteed. For example, if you make a commitment to go to the gym every day, after work, before work, whatever, if you just make that commitment, if you show up, something's going to happen. Maybe you won't lose weight, but you're going to be in there working out every day. You're going to figure it out. Just by showing up, it's just going to lead to those results that you're seeking, you know? You're not going to be in there just talking on your phone. I mean, you might be, but eventually you're going to reach a day where nobody's going to be in there to talk to. And you're going to have to use that machine. You're going to have to do something that you came there to plan to do. It's the same thing with learning guitar. The first time I ever bought a guitar, I was 21 years old, and I heard this record by a band called Slingshot Dakota. Their album was called Keener Size. It's still in existence on like Bandcamp and might be on Spotify or something now. I'm not sure. But I heard the album after my friend Eddie had passed away. They played live at his show and I bought their record and I listened to it. And I remember like it was one of the first times I actually heard live music. And I was just taken away by this band. And I was like, I'm going to become a guitar player. There's this guy. His name was Jeff. I don't remember his last name, but I did. And searching for him after he left the band led me to find another band that changed my life. Story for another day on how I learned how to sing. I decided I was going to learn to play guitar. I bought the guitar and I kept it for 2 or 3 days. I was like, yeah, this isn't going to work out. And I returned it. Then 4 years later, I bought another one, but this time I made a decision that I was going to play it every day. And that's what I did. And eventually, look at me, I'm still here today playing this guitar. I just pick it up for a little bit every day. I don't even have a show all the time. I just pick up the guitar and I play it. And same thing with learning Spanish, you know, there's going to be difficult parts for sure of everything you're trying to learn, everything you're trying to do, but consistency, just deciding to show up every single day is the most powerful, most important part. Make sure I'm keeping a track of the time here. It's the most powerful and important part because that's where the results come, just by you deciding to show up. It's like Spanish, you know, I started this journey almost 4 or 5 years ago. I don't know. Sometimes I'm going to say 4.5 years. Sometimes I'm going to say 5.5 years. I don't know exactly. It was sometime around 2020, 2021, in between there when I was like, yo, we doing this. And every day I made it a focus to learn a new word, at least one new word. And that's still my focus today. I just show up, even though it's hard. Even though Dominicans are speaking Dominican Spanish and I'm not really understanding it because they speak a totally different kind of Spanish than a lot of other people, I'm still there, hanging in there. I'm still absorbing it. I'm still with it. And sometimes I learn more than one word in a day. Sometimes I learn 5 or 6 words in a day. And that's the power of consistency. All you have to do is show up. And then it's like you're wearing down whoever is against you. It's like, how many times have you been at someone's house to eat dinner? Or maybe you're a parent with a child and the kid just will not eat those green beans or the broccoli or the cauliflower, what have you. He only wants pizza and hamburgers. And you could try to force him to eat, but he's just not going to do it. He wears the parent down. The bad parent who knows the habits of the kid will say, oh, he just won't do it. And the parent gives up because the child is consistent in their behavior and he wears the parent down. It's like an unwritten law. I'm not sure if I've heard anybody actually talk about this, but it's like almost like life just keeps throwing things at you, but you're like, yo, life, I'm just going to keep showing up, bro. So you keep throwing those things at me and I'm just going to deal with them. And then eventually life moves on to the next person. It's like, yo, look, this person ain't fazed by anything I'm throwing at this fool. So let's just move on to the next person that I can wear down. And that's when you start to see the magic happen in your life. That's when more synchronistic moments appear in your life. And it's really beautiful to watch when you stay consistent with it. It's like, now that I'm on this streak of uploading these videos, that's just my goal, just to show up every day for you guys. Whether it's a good video, whether it's a bad video, whether my topic hits or whether it misses, I'm just going to show up because I have a goal with this channel. My goal is to connect with you guys. And if I'm not showing up, you guys aren't going to show up. And then that connection that I desperately seek to have with you all, it's not going to blossom. It's not going to flourish. It's not going to grow. So I've made a decision, out of all the times I've decided to make this decision, to show up for you guys every day. It's not going to be once in a while, because that's when I lose the focus. You have to make that commitment. You have to be consistent and just show up. That's all you do. That is the battle. And it's like, it comes down to discipline. It's like, once you train yourself to do it, it becomes a habit. I think they say, like, when you do something for 7 days in a row, after that, it just becomes a habit. It's 7 days or 17 days. It's like, when I'm learning a new song, every time, it's like, I hate it so much because I know how much effort it takes. It's like, the first time is difficult. The second time is difficult. The third time is difficult. The fourth time, every time I notice it's just a little bit easier. Like my fingers learned what to do. And the fifth time, I notice it's a little more easier, like easier than it was the fourth day. The sixth time, I can play the whole verse and I just know how to do it and I can sing the whole verse. The seventh time, it's just like noticeably easier than it was the first time. Your body, muscle memory, whatever you want to call it, the subconscious mind is learning, is processing how to accomplish this task. So when you quit after the first time, after the second time, or after the third time, your body, your brain and mind hasn't even built that connection yet to sustain what you're trying to do. That's where consistency comes in. So every day I would just hit this language. The first 2 hours of my day still were Spanish. And then it would spill over into the next 2 hours of my day at work. Then it would spill over into a conversation at lunch and I would understand something, or I would learn a new word. And then it would spill over to the last third part of my day. And it would just keep rolling over. I roll that into the car ride where I turn on the Spanish radio. And it's just about showing up. You're not going to understand what you're doing. And no matter what you're learning, you're not going to understand it at first. But you have to stay consistent. You have to wear it down. It's like, I think I talked about this in another video. It's like attraction, like love. It's like you see other people in relationships and you're just like, how did those two get together? Actually, a beautiful story. My first girlfriend, the love of my life. And yes, I'm doing a video on this girl one day when I get into my spiritual journey, when I get into the story of my life. I got some beautiful stories that I can't wait to share with you guys, but I just want to develop this relationship with you guys a little bit more so that I know you're here to listen to this story, because this story is so near and dear to my heart. All these stories that I'm going to share with you, the deeper ones, the real ones that are going to be like 30, 40 minutes long, that I can't stop, that I actually have to sit down and take a whole day out to make this video to tell you these stories, because they're powerful, they're deep, and they're close to my heart. But a little snippet of this story. My first girlfriend, the first time I saw her, I knew I wanted to be with her. And she was in my homeroom. And someone introduced me to her the first day of school. And I was just like, yeah, I want that girl. Then I found out she was in my homeroom because we have an orientation in the cafeteria first. And I found out she was in my homeroom, but she had a boyfriend. It's okay. We already had the introduction and she knew my name. I knew her name. And every day I would see her in homeroom. And her locker was also next to mine too. So every time I would just greet her. And, you know, I remember after she broke up with the guy, whatever, I asked her out. She was like, that's cute. No, I'm good. I'm talking to somebody or whatever. It's like, okay, that's cool. I just wore her down. I just wore her down. So maybe she never even liked me, but it was just like, come my sophomore year, I asked her out again and she was like, okay. You know, she became my girlfriend. I mean, it only lasted 2 weeks, but I stayed consistent with it. And I just kept talking to her. And I asked the universe if something could happen. And the universe was like, yo, we got you. Then the next thing you know, she moved across the street. So now she was in my homeroom. We had lockers separated by 3 lockers. And I saw her in like every class. It was just like, it was essentially, I mean, nothing's inevitable, but like it was, for her, it was essentially inevitable. I was just a daily part of her life. Walking out, we walked to school, you know, together because her house was across the street. We're in the same homeroom. And it's just like, I wore her down and I'm wearing life down. I wore the guitar down. I wore Spanish down. Now I understand it. I wore building the van down. You know, I wore down so many things. I wore traveling down. I understand how to travel now. I wore solitude down. Now solitude is a safe haven for me. I wore down so many things. I integrated them into my life. And it's just, consistency is una herramienta muy poderoso. It's a very powerful tool once you understand the power of simply just showing up. You don't have to be good your first day. You don't have to be good the first year or the second year. But what you are doing is training your mind. You're training your body. You're training your subconscious, your muscle memory, whatever you want to call it, because I don't understand how it works, but it does. The same way I wore down everything else, I'm going to wear down this YouTube algorithm just by simply showing up. If there's anything in your life that you want to achieve, consistency, consistently showing up, showing life that you're available, that you're present, and that you're ready, and that you're willing, is the most powerful tool, the most powerful piece of advice that I can give you to achieve the life of your dreams. I haven't achieved the life of my dreams yet, but I'm close. I'm getting there. I'm going to wear life down. My name is Pentley Holmes. You already know I'm that singer-songwriter in pursuit of a wild dream. I thank you again for being here with me, sharing your presence with me, watching this video. I already know we're going to do a scripted version of this, another video, another part 2. If you want to get in touch with me, if you want to learn more about me, check me out on my website. It's pentleyholmes.com. I would love to hear from you. With that being said, I hope you have a beautiful, blessed day. Peace.